So a lot of people go into the gym thinking like, okay, today is leg day. But they have no idea where to start. A much easier approach to lower body training, especially for beginners, is to think in terms of movement patterns rather than body parts. If you think about it like this, then exercise selection becomes a lot easier, and you're probably going to be less likely to miss something important. For lower body, most exercises fall into two main categories: hip dominant movements and knee dominant movements. Almost every lower body exercise falls into one of these two or even a mix of both. Let's start with hip hinge and hip dominant movements first. A hip hinge is when you bend at the hips while keeping a relatively neutral spine. Your hips move back, your torso tips forward, and your knees stay relatively soft but don't travel much. These movements primarily develop your glutes and hamstrings. Examples include things like deadlifts and Zercher good mornings. Now, hip dominant movements are a slightly broader category. They can include hinges, but the term mostly refers to movements where the hip joint is doing a majority of the work, even if the torso stays upright. Examples of hip dominant movements include hip thrusts and high box step ups. The second category is knee dominant movements. These are exercises where the knee is the primary lever, meaning the knees bend and extend a lot throughout the movement. Knee dominant exercises primarily develop your quads, with the glutes still playing an important role. Examples include squats and Bulgarian split squats. Now, it's important to know that exercises like squats aren't purely knee dominant, they're actually a mix of knee and hip dominant. So, if you're consistently training these movement patterns, then chances are that you're covering your lower body pretty well. If there are any other topics that you want me to cover, or if you have any additional questions, feel free to drop all those in the comments.